Thank you and good afternoon. So today for our update, we have 29 new cases to report, bringing the total number of people with COVID-19 in BC to 3,591. That includes 1,076 people in the Vancouver Coastal Health Region, 1,865 people in the Fraser Health Region, 143 people in the Vancouver Island Health Region, 360 people in Interior Health, 86 people in the Northern Health Region, and 61 are people who reside outside of Canada. We have 242 active cases today. Of those, 5 are in hospital and 2 of whom are in critical care or ICU. We have no new deaths to report today, and our total remains at 194 people who have died from COVID-19 in BC. Additionally, we have 3,155 people who have recovered from COVID-19. We have no new healthcare facility outbreaks, so that leaves us with 2 active outbreaks in our healthcare system, 1 long-term care facility and 1 acute care facility. And there's no change in the number of people who have been affected in those healthcare system outbreaks. So we remain at 664 people in long-term care, assisted living, or acute care. We have no new community outbreaks, and no new cases in Haida Gwaii, the community outbreak in the north, and so that's very good news. We continue to monitor, however, and there are a number of people who remain within the incubation period, so new cases are certainly possible. There are now 59 cases associated with the Fraser Valley Packers, and that again reflects ongoing investigation in that setting. Again, there are many people who are who are contacts, who are self-isolating, and we continue to monitor, and Fraser Health is working with the facility to make sure that all of the appropriate infection control precautions are in place. I will remind people that there are no health concerns related to the consumption of fruit and vegetables, and from a location where people have been confirmed to have COVID-19, and that is something that we are fairly confident of now, having had a number of outbreaks around the world. But I will also remind you that it's important to wash fruit and vegetables carefully before eating them, particularly if you're going to eat them raw. And while it's not an issue for COVID-19, we do also have an outbreak of salmonella going on here in the province, and it's one that is under investigation by the BC CDC, and it reminds us of the importance of washing fruit and vegetables and produce prior to consuming them. We all know that in recent weeks, BC has faced an increase in new cases and new outbreaks of COVID-19, and that has been reflected in the numbers that we've seen over the past few days. Much of the surge can be connected to Canada Day activities in and around the central Okanagan, and particularly around the city of Kelowna. And what we saw is that when our groups are too big and we have too many people outside of our household bubble getting together, particularly when people are coming from different parts and they bring their risk with them, whether it's different parts of BC or different parts of Canada, or some people who are coming here from other countries. We know that the potential for the virus to spread increases, and we've seen the impact of that. Thankfully, we have not had, to date, much spillover into older people or into healthcare settings and other settings where we know the risk is higher that people are going to have severe disease or to die from this. However, when we brought this up and voiced our concerns to people in British Columbia, we now know that they listened. And I would like to thank people for that. Thank you for resetting and rejoining our efforts to push our COVID-19 curve down and keep it low and slow in BC so that we can manage this outbreak and continue to open up our society to have those important social connections that we need, as well as to increase our economic activities. And I want especially to thank the young people who have taken this to heart. I know it is an anxiety-provoking time. It has been a challenge for young people, whether it's teens or people in their 20s and 30s, where we don't know how long this is going to last, where many of the transitions and rituals that we have around graduation and starting jobs in university have been really rent asunder this summer. And I know that people, particularly around the Canada Day weekend, really had the need to get together, to have that joy of being together. And that is what we need to do for the rest of the summer. But we can do it safely, and we need to do it safely, and we've shown that we can. Many things may be different than what they were 6 months ago, but let's not forget that rise across BC. People have risen to the challenge, and we've done an incredible job. So let's keep this effort going this weekend and every weekend this summer. We probably all know somebody who has bent the rules to make it work for them, and that's not a surprise. I think until it hits home, we think we are immune to many of the effects of things like this virus. If you see them again, help them get back on track. Help them join the rest of us. Remind them that it is easy and possible to have fun, to socialize, and to socialize safely. To do this, let's keep our groups small. Let's keep a safe distance from others who aren't in our small groups or our bubbles, no matter where they may be. Although we may be physically distant, we do need to continue to have our strong social connections. And that is something that we have been able to do in really innovative ways across the province. And we saw that with graduation ceremonies. We see that with people getting together to celebrate births, to celebrate marriages. And I'm particularly impressed by the many young people and teens who have shown how to do this and how to do this well. Until we have an effective vaccine, we all need to find that balance of reducing our risks and increasing our social connectedness across the province. It's not too difficult to do, but it does require all of us to be involved and all of our effort all of the time. And it is the things that we do that protect our families, our communities, our seniors and elders who we value so much. So we will get through this. This is going to be our COVID summer, an unusual summer of doing things differently. But we know how to do it, and we will do it together. And this is how we can play safe and stay safe. Let's make this long weekend a different one than what we saw in early July. Whether you are 15, 25, or 55, celebrate our incredible province by socializing safely. The actions you take do make a difference, and we have seen that in the last few weeks. What you do today and this weekend will determine how we are going to be able to manage in the weeks and months ahead. So let's all do the right thing. It's how we care for our community, for our seniors and elders, for our families and friends. And this is how we can continue to be kind and to be calm and to be safe.